Good afternoon, good evening, good night, good morning. It's your guy Westy here. Probably at the most dangerous hotel I've filmed at yet. The Super 6, not the Super 8. It's just a parking lot over from the Super 8, and the Super 8 was kind of nice, actually. It wasn't that bad, besides the constant reefer smell in the lobbies and shit. But, yeah, this place, it's fucking, oh man, the amount of open windows and shit. The amount of parked cars. I'm not saying I'm out of my element. I could fucking care less. I'm strapped, if you know what I mean. Not with a gun, with a blade. I wish I had a gun. But, yeah, kind of sketch out here. Anyway, welcome to Tales of Amazon episode 2. You might be asking yourself, you seem so nervous, Westy. Why are you this seems like a bad time to film, but hey, I said I'd upload yesterday. It's 10:30 as of right now. What is the date? Let me check. It is May 22nd. I wonder if that registers on film here. But let me get down to the nitty-gritty here. This is a continuation of my introduction to Amazon, which will lead up to the inevitable big. I don't know if I would make it a documentary or a case study into Amazon itself and corporations like it, starting to get a firm grasp across the economy, the world economy, and part of a greater scheme of globalization that will eventually lead up to that. Yeah. Maybe I am out of my element. I don't know. Fuck that. I took 7 years of karate. Almost made it to black belt. But then again, karate doesn't do shit for you in a real setting. It's basically glorified choreography in a sense. Now there's some strikes and things, and like the side kick. Once you learn the side kick, you can pull that out. That might fuck someone up. And there's solar plex. Get it right there. Or if you can, just go for the liver. Knock the wind out of them. Incapacitate. I may be rusty, but I know some shit. Getting back on topic. I keep straying off topic. Tales from Amazon, episode 2. This one focuses on some of the crazy, kooky characters I came across at my experience, in my still ongoing experience. If you guys weren't aware, I was hired at Amazon back in 2018, October 4th. So, this is the enigmatic people versus the self-entitled people I've come to meet across the way. And a brief description of, the sort of job titles you start out with to what you work your way up towards. So, I took short hours, did the hardest work I could in those short hours, often going against the grain, staying extra for up to an hour. And the organization at my facility leaves a lot to be desired. So, if you aren't scanning, working inbound, staging, working outbound, non-con, any other position that I could explain all these things, but it would take forever. It's essentially derivative of scanning. You're doing something that may involve that, or you're moving boxes, or you're throwing them down sort sliders, or you're unloading a truck, or you're filling up a truck in a nice, building nice symmetrical patterns. So, if you aren't doing one of those things, then you're doing something a PA, a process assistant, tells you to do. And besides these short kind of requests that they want you to fill out, it's very unconventional. They'll pull you aside and, you'll start working for one PA, and then another PA will go across and say, hey man, we don't need you here anymore. How about you go to this position over here? Why don't you work outbound right here? Start taking out the boxes from the trailers. And you're like, oh, okay. Hey, we don't need you from outbound anymore. Can you go back to scanning on the J line? Thank you. Oh, okay. I mean, yeah. Besides those kind of things, it's not such a terrible job, but since I'm transferring to the 10-hour shift, I'm transferring into a whole different facility. I might cover that in my next episode too. Whole different experience. I haven't transferred there yet. I haven't even looked at my transfer requests, so I don't even know if I'm going there. But the shifts I signed up for were 10 hours and an additional 2 for, 4 days a week. I don't know if I can manage that, but at the same time, it's more money. So, besides those unconventional requests that I was talking about, or any work you're doing that's derivative of what everybody does, everyone essentially at my facility agrees it's a load of crap that we have no clue when we're leaving. It's very last minute when they tell you when the shift is going to end, or when we're going to stay an extra hour or an extra 30 minutes or 15 minutes, or we'll leave 50 minutes earlier or leave 30 minutes earlier. They have stand-ins where everyone comes in, you grab a scanner, because usually everybody's scanning. They tell you the volume for the day, they tell you some safety hazards to keep in mind, and you get to stretches. Ooh, stretches. Stretch the hammies out, hamstrings. And when they tell you the volume for the day, they'll say, yeah, we're looking for maybe a 3 and out. That's 3 hours we work, and then we're out of here. So we start from 2:30. I work the twice sort, so we start from 2:30 and leave at 5:30 if we have a 3 and out. But the full shift is 2:30 to 6:30 on any other day. But besides those days, there's no warning. There's no you have no clue what your position of the day is. You have to go to the TVs and see where you're scanned, see where they posted you, and if you work at these facilities, then you know what I'm talking about. You'll see that everyone's congregated into a big pit, to say the least, or a big circle. There's crowded, huddled up together, staring at the TV, squinting, seeing where they're gonna be, where their position of the day is. And it's very Orwellian, to say the least. It's one of my new favorite words to use. But for the most part, yeah, nobody knows what their position of the day is until we enter the building and look on these TVs, which are very crowded. You hardly get time to even see where your name is before the screen changes, so the other subset of people can look at their positions. So, I apologize if I'm talking a little too fast today, a little hyped up. But yeah, you never know when you're leaving, and you don't know your position. If something happens that warrants us to stay an extra hour, they'll announce it last minute over a loudspeaker. No, they won't even do that. You have to ask a process assistant if we're staying an extra 30 minutes or an hour, individually. Not like a normal business. And you know what? It might seem like I'm complaining here, but for the most part, it is a pretty easy job if you're not caught, slacking for a second and get grilled by somebody because, oh, you didn't fucking, you need to go over here, you didn't even do this. But, yeah, you have to address people privately if you're wondering about, hey, what time are we getting out of here? Oh, well, maybe it might be 6:15, but where we want to shoot for 6:30, but then again, we could go up an extra hour or another 30 minutes. What the hell kind of hindsight do you have here, bud? I mean, really? You're giving me all these kind of answers here, but you haven't honed in on one. So what does that say for the rest of the people here? That means that a lot of people, if they were expecting to work their full shift and go home at the time where your application says you're working from this time to this time, depending on what hours you chose, you're telling me that they're just going to be perfectly happy, and all the time when you decide to go up an hour, I beg to differ. So yeah, it's always something. It's always something at the building too. Just today I had during the ending hours. This is more recent. I was gonna go back when I was first working there, when I first met people during the holiday season, and what that was like, because that was some entertaining crap. But for right now, at the end of this sort, there was somebody. I know this guy. He's very slow, as in he walks slow, and it's like he's slow as a fucking cold molasses in winter. So think about that. So when he's walking down the stairs, you have to kind of just like sidestep him and run down the stairs, or else you're gonna be late. It's one of those guys, but he's a good guy. I met him before. So one of the PAs here, very enigmatic person. He's fairly new. He's got a little bit of I'm not gonna say complex, because I mean he was nice to me at least, but he's got small man syndrome. There, I said it. I didn't want to say it, but I did. So when you're kind of short, you have to speak louder so people can hear you. That's something my mother always said. And this guy, he's always yelling across the aisles. He's like, yo, 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 can you do this? Yo, can you do that? That's great, man. Fantastic. Yeah, we might flex up another 30 minutes. Fantastic. Yo, can you get to this position for me? So, this guy that, who's the slow guy, he goes up to him when I'm wrapping up some pallets, and the PA's just like, get a load of this guy, and then, all of a sudden I hear, I can punch you in the fucking Adam's apple and kill you right here. I'm like, whoa, that was so left field, but at the same time, they were both laughing at it. So you don't know when somebody's serious or when they're just fucking around, and it's quite hilarious, to be honest. So that was funny. Might have to make a cut here. Okay, I'll be back in a second. You must cut. Whoa. Yeah, anyway, yeah, that was pretty entertaining today. What happened? Oh man, I hate my allergies. But during the holiday season, you're gonna get droves and droves of new people, and I was in a position where I luckily joined before the holidays, and you get a blue badge, so that means you're a permanent position at a part-time job, unless you want to work your way up to become a learning ambassador or a process assistant, floor manager, or logistics. I think they're full-time and they can never automatically get checked off to get canned through this automated system. So if you're a blue badge, you're supposed to be permanent working there. So I have a blue badge, because I came in at a time where they were just, if you joined before this season, because they're doing away with the blue badges now, then you're permanent. Because you've been working there kind of long. I mean, I haven't been working there. It hasn't even been a year yet, but I just wanted to get into the series. But anyway, if you don't have, if you didn't get in before, what was it, October? No, if you didn't get in before November, then you get a white badge, and then you have to earn a blue badge from, I think, asking for it. I don't even know the process of it, honestly. I think I got lucky. So the people with the white badges, who have to work their way up, they can get let go at any point, terminated at any point, if they're missing too much work, or the system, or if they outstayed what they were going to. If they were just there for the season, for the holiday season, then the PAs are gonna warn everybody that if you're a white badge, you need to go to your A to Z account, and your A to Z is your personalized little it's a hub, it's a work hub. You know how schools have like web portals to their emails and crap. It's basically the same thing, but your work hub. So on this work hub, you get to sign up for additional shifts, um, which only come around like they there's a ton of them during the holiday season, but after that they slow down and you barely. And they're voluntary extra time. They're called VET. So you volunteer for extra time and you get paid more. But then there's VTO, that's voluntary time off, and those go within a minute. People take this job and then they don't want to work, so they'll take the voluntary time off, uh, maybe consecutively. I know some people who've done that, and you can only do that so much. You can't just go throughout the whole week without working, because first of all, you're not going to get paid. Second of all, they're going to see you've taken every voluntary time off opportunity we've offered. Um, I don't know if we should keep you here. You're not conforming to the automated system here. So the issue with these things is, for people who don't have their notifications on their phone to quickly grab that, they might miss out on an extra shift if they're strapped for cash, or they might miss out on voluntary time off if something comes up. That's not to say that you can't request time off. You can request sick time off, medical time off, unpaid time off, that's your UPT, all online. There's no written way to do it. And I'm kind of dating myself when I say that, because I haven't worked in a setting where I really had to do that anyway. But I'm saying, I know it wasn't like that for the longest time. So with these opportunities, people are gonna start. People get too much credit for the least amount of work, I've noticed. Because I know. Do I want to go into this? Should I risk the racist title here? I don't know. Nah, never mind. But anyway, you get people who are very old. They smell like shit. And they don't do the same amount of work. And like, I can respect if you're old and you're still working, but they kind of take advantage of the system. At least over half of them do. And with that kind of mentality, with those kind of tactics, someone else might have to pick up a mess, or pick up after them, or do their work that they should have done while they go to the bathroom for the third time. I mean, it's like a 4-hour shift, and you have to keep going into the bathroom. I know people who just stayed in the bathroom like the whole shift. And it's like, if you take up a job, you gotta at least put in an effort. And that's where one of my points is coming in here. If you want to work, make sure you put in an effort. You'll go places. You really will. Because I put in an effort. They noticed that I, did my best. I worked my way up from there. I'm not in a managerial position. I have no desire to be, honestly. Because one, I have no means of transportation besides, a relative, and that's taxing. Because you got to take in consideration gas money. You got to take in consideration that I don't have a permanent address. I'm kind of going hotel from hotel here. And if you know what that's like, you're burning through money. But, I'll bring an update to that because I'm hoping this apartment comes through. But yeah. So when you have people who take advantage of the system like this, a lot less work gets done and not much in terms of a fulfilling kind of work when you're doing something somebody else should have done. But I guess it's like that at all jobs. But, there's a limit. There really is a limit. There's a point I'm getting at. So, if I can, I want to I'm going to get into an impression of somebody I met during December. And, he's a very energetic guy. Assertive. Something that you need to learn to be assertive. You don't need to be aggressive, but you need to know how to, reason with people. But this guy, he kissed ass. I called him out on it a lot of times. He's got a good sense of humor, albeit, I did consider him a friend, but for some reason we kind of fell out of contact. I don't know why. I know we got canned. So if he's watching, I know he doesn't mind if I do an impersonation of him, because he's got a good sense of humor. But this is like one of the first conversations I had with him. No names, we just went right into it, so I hear him across the aisle. He's like, "Damn, bro." I can't believe the PA said that to me. I'm like, what is this bitch on? What is this bitch on? You know what I mean? Yeah. Hey, bro, how you doing? Oh, yeah. Hey, I'm doing good. Yeah, I'm just, I'm trying to get all these jiffies here in this pile here. He's like, "Oh yeah, I feel you, bro. Yeah. I do that. That's how I get my scan rate up. That's how you get your scan rate up. You don't focus on the big shit. Leave that for somebody else, man. You want to get your scan rate up." You know what I mean, man? Yeah, man. Yeah. So, right, they told me that I'm the fastest scanner here, man. I'm working my way up. They're gonna make me a VG. They're gonna make me a VG, bro. I'm gonna just be pushing the boxes down the line here, bro. You know what I mean? Yeah, fuck, bro. I need to get home to my wife. I need to get home to my daughter, bro. They missing me. Bro. Hey, fuck boy. So he joked around with me like that. That was a quick little impersonation of him. But hey, bro, I heard they're having us flex up, man. I can't be staying here that longer. I mean, the money's good, shit. The money's good, but I need to get home to my wife and my daughter. Not me. It is, bro. It is bullshit. They don't tell you nothing around here. They don't tell you nothing. I talked to PA. They said I'm the fastest scanner. They said, hell yeah, yeah, bro. Hey, what you call? What? Bro, you ain't gonna believe this one. What's a chainsaw make? What's the sound of a chainsaw make? I'm not gonna say the rest of that joke. But I joked with him a lot. He was a cool guy. For some odd reason, when I'm not there, though, he gets into some shit with people. And one of these times, it was the end of the shift. It was me, this other kid. I won't say his name, but He's still working there too. He's cool. Barely talk to him from time to time, but we're all three of us are there, just like waiting, like the last 5 minutes to pass by, going by pretty slow. And somebody just goes up to him and goes, "What's up, bro?" And then his personality's like, "Hey, yeah, man, what's up, bro?" And then this guy gets aggressive. He's like, "Nah, I mean, what's up, bro?" He's like, is this really happening right now? What's going on, man? What's going on here? So in these moments, like, it was a quick little moment of tension. I don't know what the hell this guy's problem was, but he just out of the blue came at my friend Marv. We'll call him Marv. Uh, and once this happened, this is all Marv talked about for the past, like, for the next couple days, and then they had people monitoring him, and they came up to him. They're getting interviewed. He's like, "Shit, bro, if that dude really want to fight me, well, I'm like, what the hell? You saw what happened. Why he come up to me like saying, 'What's up, bro?' I mean, what the hell? Hey, if he want to go, I can get one of the trailers back there. We can get the trailer, no cameras around there." I'm like, I didn't even know that you could do that. So yeah, I'd be down to watch that. Hell yeah. So, long story short, that guy, he got fired quickly after that incident. No one knew what his problem was, but he was an overly aggressive guy, and he had a bunch of PAs talk to him about it, and that was a funny experience. So, the days pass by when I'm still working with. I'll see him from time to time. I'll see Marv from time to time, but he's always doing something. He's always talking to one of the PAs, like joking around, cracking jokes. Uh, you know, he's the kind of guy you want to be around. And when you're working at a place like this, it pays off. You want to talk to as much people as you can. So this is a good life lesson here. If you're really into getting your money's worth, putting in an effort, and if you're an extrovert, then one of these kind of places you'll do good at. Yeah, you'll become a manager in no time, actually. So yeah, I kind of lacked that. I didn't go out of my way to talk to people. If they approached me, then I would talk and say, small talk, how's the weather? Are we getting out of here at the normal time, or are we flexing up an hour? Um, and any kind of questions too, ask the PAs. They'll see that you're interested in some kind of work, and they'll put you into that position. It's not a job you really have to think too hard about. So when you have somebody like him, he's cracking jokes with people, but at the same time, some other people have an issue with that, and they see that you're off task. If you're off task, then what good? Every time I saw him, he went out of his way to come talk to me, and that's not a dig at him. He's a cool guy still. So I hope we still stay in contact at some point. So yeah, he was cool. Don't be bubbly. Be a personality that garners positive vibes. People want to be around that, and you'll be promoted. You don't have to kiss ass. He did kiss ass a lot of times. He's like, "Oh shit, bro!" Like, he'll go out of his way to go talk to some people. Not a lot of people want to talk. They just want to do their work too, and it's not to be rude. It was just like that was his thing. So who else can I impersonate right now, though? Uh, Let me see here. Oh, how about this guy? This clown. Okay, so this guy, his name, he got promoted to a learning ambassador not too long ago, and they don't have an increase in their wage. They make the same as us, but I think they work a little bit longer, and they just teach people that are new the ins and outs around the building, give a tour, show how a pallet jack works, show you how to scan things. show you what other jobs there is to do. And so this guy, when he was first, I was working here longer than him, keep in mind. So when he was first here, I'm working one of these lines, what they call the T-spur. And these T-spurs have these wooden pallets. See, the rest of the lines use these USPS pallets, which are plastic. And these T-spurs use the wooden ones. And if you work at a place with wooden pallets, you might know that you get like the most crappily built ones that they could offer. Things with splinters, nails sticking out of it. No biggie. But they fill up quickly because this is the line where all the big packages are going, none of the small stuff. And you have to wrap it up quickly, close it out, bring it to the staging, wrap the top of it so someone can take that, bring it to the pods, bring it to the trucks, which inevitably get delivered to the post offices. So with those, my area was clear. They used to just have one water spider for the main line and then another for the T-spurs. That's how it was. Now it's just one person for both lines. So my area was clear. I walked up to the main line. The lady was nice. But for some reason, this dude, I think he was helping out, and he was talking to her like the whole time. The whole time. He wasn't really doing anything on his side. He came up to her and just started jawing with her the whole time. And I decided to help her out because she had some pallets that were getting too high. So I wrapped them up and I pulled them out. And then all of a sudden he's like, hey, wait a minute, man. Why are you doing that? Why are you pulling the pallets out, man? Well, you're stealing her work. You're stealing her credit, man. First of all, I didn't say this, but I'm like, dude, we're working at Amazon. What kind of credit are we getting here? We get swag bucks. So yeah, she was cool with it. She didn't care. I even went up to her afterwards when this guy started crap with me. Because he's like, hey, you're stealing her credit, man. What are you doing? That's so rude. Like, out of nowhere. He just kept going. And I'm like, let me ask her because I don't think she minds. So then I went up to her and she was just laughing it off. And then I started laughing it off. But then he started to follow me. And he's like, I'm like, yeah, okay, buddy. And then he got mad. He said, I don't really give a shit what you say, man. I don't give a shit. I'm like, okay, friend. Stay in your lane. Literally, stay in your lane. A little altercation. I think that's the only altercation I've had there. And I've seen worse altercations. But this guy, he does the least amount of work. And he's like, self-entitled character. That's a self-entitled character that you'll meet at work. I think he's such a gallant guy, protecting her honor, protecting her from getting help because her line was filling up. And I'm a productive guy, and I wanted to just help out just a second. Hey, don't do that, you rude bastard. I don't give a shit. I've been Westy. That was just another Tales from Amazon. And be on the lookout for part 3. We'll be releasing next week. Or in a couple days. Depends on my schedule. Keep your positive reinforcement. Stay in places with positive reinforcement. Do your best. If you're in a tough situation, plan ahead. I've been your host, Westy. Good afternoon, good evening, good night. See you guys.